Okay, welcome back everybody to Roadwarden. It's been a while. Anyway, let's get right back to it. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall. Yeah, there is no cracks. It's pretty nice. And the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. Huh. Yeah, there's just slight damage on the building. Three armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet, right next to the gate. And you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They were Gambensons. Each one of them died differently, yellow, green, and linen gray. I approach the gate, and I think I'm gonna sneeze. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I hadn't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Huh. Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around a Hovlaven. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. While this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? Alright, there's something wrong. Let's see, friendly, playful, intimidating. Let's go with playful. I laugh. You wouldn't believe it. The lessons were a pain. You get off your horse. We're cut off down here. We actually scroll. Huh, that's the first thing that happened. The first time that happened. You get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that followed your first long journey, when your whole cell was crying. You illustrated the pain as you move your hand over. Let me do that again. It's early and I'm cold. You illustrate the pain as you move your hand from your back to the hips, then thighs. In return, the guards tell you about that time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight, through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. You may be in a good mood. The woman in the yellow jacket smiles at you. But don't get so noisy when you talk to our boss. The man never smiles. He has the world's suffering sculpted on his face. She leads you under the roof, under which your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to the wooden post near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside, speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry. Oh, maybe you're hungry? The other guards take care of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then as they're splitting firewood, cleaning the clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. Two of them are making a rope. You head towards the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. Let's see, if you're at an inn in the morning, you can spend the entire day on resting. Huh, do I need rest? I need to eat. Could use more of that. I'm kind of ugly. Huh. Alright, get out of the way. Oh, this is the time, isn't it? Does time pass while I'm just here reading? Multiple floors? Excuse me. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads towards the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention. Yet avoid your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe, and we don't drink here before the even. Huh. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. I stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Havelhaven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish. So, but if you want a bed or a meal, you'd have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I'd need to check. Let's see, what was his thing? He's not good for jokes. He wants me to be kind of quick. I'll say friendly. Thanks for the drink. I see now how you make friends with our Roadwarden. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. But well, nothing is truly free. I have worked for a soul. I have worked for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly, yet audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. Huh. Well, he poured it. I might as well drink it. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. The Leia in spring hits your nose. Leia? Don't see that word too often. It hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. Which is? There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike. But they've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day, they may steal our furs, and I have no doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Den, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thais, the mayor, about Glaucia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Glaucia is ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? Sure. Right, what else do you need? Let's see, I could eat something. I'm definitely hungry. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go through all of it then. I could eat something. Do you have any leftovers? Yes, I feed them to our boar. I won't give them away for nothing. He tells you to wait, then leaves the building for a few minutes and returns with a wooden bucket and a long stick ending with a hook. Go through the gate and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries. Bring me a bucketful. You'll be done in half an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyway, and I'll prepare something to fill you. The hook is not made of metal or wood. It's a long, curved claw, almost black. Huh. Yeah, that one's just kind of mean, but I definitely have to eat. I reach for the tools. Half an hour? That's quite a lot for berry picking. Receive a set of tools. The tools are cold, not too heavy. You notice a pair of thick gloves at the bottom of the bucket. The berries are not a problem, the innkeeper smirks. Unlike the snakes, better scare them away with a stick, or move them with a hook, and protect your hands. The little ones won't eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. Yeah, maybe I could ask questions while I'm eating. Fine, I'll go right away. Don't waste time, they said. You step outside. Sodal is, I really should have changed the name of that horse, is enjoying some old hay. At this hour, the armorer's workshop is closed. Huh, yeah, I really have to eat. I should go outside and forage for berries before it gets too late. Huh, 13 hours before dusk. Well, so there's plenty of time. The innkeeper knew what he was talking about. You put on the gloves and look through the bushes from a safe distance. It doesn't take long before you notice the first serpent lying on a rock, somewhere in the thicket. The creatures are not that large, and even if some of them hiss at you or slither closer, the jabs of the hook keep them at a distance. You don't know how much you don't know much about these berries. They are round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such a color even if you were looking for food in the wilderness. The plants don't have thorns, but the leaves are harsh, so you make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with your clothes. You have to look through many bushes to fill the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes doesn't allow you to relax. I gather the berries and go back to the inn. Okay, bucket full of berries. You've returned to the courtyard. Two of the guards are participating in a friendly skirmish. Their wrestling is accompanied by a crowd. I enter the inn. Ignore those guys. Excuse me. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. Several guards are eating gruel and talking with the innkeeper at the stove. So you again, need anything? I put its fruits on the counter. Okay, you lost the berries. Oh no. Great. He peeks inside the bucket. I've got cabbage stew with a few goose chunks for you. I'd serve it even to merchants, if there were any around. The meal is warm and filling. It's well seasoned and not overcooked. I gained a couple more nourishment. And like I've said, I rarely have food to spare, but feel free to ask if you ever stop by. You may be lucky, but I've been cooking my whole life. Thanks. And how did that old hook of mine work out for you? I see you still have your hands. I definitely didn't lose it. How much money do I have? I think it's inventory. Food rations. Is anything mentions money? Like a money pouch. That has to be this one. Yeah, 5 gold coins. I should probably keep from spending it. I give him the hook. I'm fine. He takes the tools from you and nods. Need anything else? Let's hold off on buying stuff. I'm looking for Asterion, the previous Roadwarden. How are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be of much help. He rests his elbow on the tabletop and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want you to find him, so... When asked about his intentions, he measures his words. Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here. He took 50 coins, my half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist, anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could it be that Asterion stole the coins and ran away? He looks at the window and starts to play with a shutter. I just think Asterion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying that he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb, as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travelers. I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in the West Marshes for a day, and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs. Then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So let me know once you find anything, and we may yet return to this whole investment thing. I'll think about it. Okay, new quest. It's the same quest. He nods. What else do you need? Do I have anything you'd like to buy? I don't think I want to sell anything. Or could I want to sell something? What do you have for sale? Let's just see what we have here. New trader unlocked. I can go and pick up a few things for you. Some food for your travels to start with. Apples, nuts, sausage. Not too many at once. We need to maintain our supplies. Excuse me. I've got an elk fur I don't need. Its buyer was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for a sleeping spot. Just as nice for a wall. An almost untouched bowl of soup. Priceless for a traveler. You can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Made of fine oak ash. Strong. Though you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mentioned you'd like something more useful on these roads, he looks down. I don't have any blades or armor to spare, but if you pay well, you can take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels. A yew-bow, wool cords, and the trigger needs just a little bit of oil. It's as good as you can get without soaking it in magic. Takes a bit of muscle to draw, but even a 16-year-old could handle it. I won't sell it cheap, but I'm ready to give it a discount to a helpful ally. Let me take a look at what you have first. Alright. Food rations. How many food rations do I have? Is this my food rations? I have one food ration. I'm also kind of poor, so I can't get the elk, can't get the crossbow. Box of soap. An oak-based balm that burns skin on longer contact. Huh. Yes, I'm not getting the weapons. I should be fairly decent to protect myself with casting. So can I click on this? Can I? Okay, click here. Maybe not the soap. You bought 3 food rations. Oh, nice. And it only cost me 1 gold for the 3 of them. Do I want the soap? Might be too RPG to actually buy the soap. Excuse me. Do I have anything you'd like to buy? Let's just go ahead and check that. Different traders are interested in different goods. They will purchase only some of the things you have to sell, and their offers may vary. You pull out some items, but the innkeeper shakes his head. I don't need those, nor could I sell them to anyone. I'd rather make coins than waste them, so bring me something of value. Okay, pack my things. Tell me about the peninsula. What could anyone say? This place doesn't even have a name, unless there's an old book in an archive that no soul knows about. You know what I'd call everything from here to the coast? The hunting ground. He glances at your eyes. But it's not us who hunt. Keep that in heart. But the beasts are in all shapes and forms. Blah. His words gain confidence slowly, which is strengthened by his deep voice. I've lived in this inn for over 10 years now, and I've only seen a couple of roads. A couple of places. It's just... Once you get here, and you see how harsh it is to hit the road, you have only more reasons to stay at the warm stove, behind a wall, even if it's suffocating. He looks toward the windows. Do I have to scroll? Nope, okay. I'm sure you've heard a lot recently already, blah, that the people don't build hamlets anymore. There are no more ibexes from the south, and the traders stay for only a few days. All of our iron is used for cauldrons, not swords or tools. What will I find traveling west? Well, there are hills nearby. Then you'll find a village. Maybe an hour away from here. It was destroyed by beasts almost a decade ago. Nothing to see there. The goblins live there now, so most people just travel around it. And they say it's haunted, but who knows? Who cares? He crosses his arms and starts to sway back and forth, gathering his thoughts. You'll get to a large tree, on the edge of the swamp. For the locals, it's sacred. You're not used to hearing someone mentioning pagans as if there's nothing unusual about them. That felt... Okay. There's a small path south, which leads to an old mine in the mountains. Nothing to find there, but keep riding north and you'll find Howler's Den. Set at a clean brook. Farmers live there, and Mauflans, and druids. They'll let you stay for the night, but they're not cheap. If anyone thinks my prices are bad, it means they ain't been to the Ape Ale Inn yet. He lets out a gentle smile. I nod. I only know a bit about the next settlement, Old Pagos. The soil there ain't too fertile, so they work in their quarry and help other settlements build things in exchange for crops. The forests and hills ain't too harsh, but the Seekers have a small monastery nearby, in the mountains. Heh, I don't care much about them. They keep to themselves, and they don't pay well. The third village is unknown to me. White marshes, set at the bogs. I've heard it smells like a griffin's lair. I've heard a lot of nasty rumors about the place, but I won't share them. I don't want to be a lie spreader. So 3 villages, really. Howlers, the one near the monastery, whatever it's called, and Marses. Don't let their beds and palisades fool you, though. Weird people live there. Don't tell them more than you need to. You wonder if it's something he would tell other travelers as well. I'm running out of time. So let me get back to the main one first. Are the eastern roads as rough as I've heard? Pretty much. Don't leave the main road, I'd say. Not so far from here, you'll find an old dolmen. A few of my people had to spend a night there, and monkeys stole food and goods, from their bags. Excuse me. It was their fault. One of them had fallen asleep in the middle of his watch, but you know. The eastern forests are wild. The roads are rough. Almost no soul lives there. One day, all these roads will be swallowed by the trees again. The furthest my team has ever gone was the home of the Enchantress. Just stay on the track until you reach the crossroads, right near an abandoned watchtower. From there, turn east. You'll recognize the place. It's a nice home in a lonely meadow, surrounded by a wall. He looks toward the closed window, then at you again. Kind of like our walls, but simpler, without coating. She lives as a hermit. Eudosia. I don't even know how she survives there, but if you don't have decent coin, you won't find much there. So, back to the crossroads. If you turn left instead, you'll see a road. People stay away from it. It connects the tower and the monastery. A shortcut between the 2 sides of the peninsula. I was warned by the locals not to use it. It already belongs to the beasts. Oh, that was a close one. Have you ever been to the northern coast? I only know about another inn. It's far from here. Maybe a day on foot. A bit less from the eastern side. His eyes once again focus on the floor. I've never been there, but I've heard it's a safe place, close to the villages of fishers and hunters, though I don't know much about them. That's all I need. Oh, okay. So that left us with... Yeah, it'll be easy enough to keep going, but we'll have to leave it here for this time, so I'll see you next time. Bye!